How might we optimize continuous osmotic power generation in desalination plants using reverse electrodialysis? Hi, I'm Rohan, and before I start telling you how I began to spend my life savings trying to answer that question, let's first get to how I ended up here. I was born in Danville, California in 2010, where my earliest memories involve looking up at the night sky with the naked eye or a telescope. I would observe Venus, Jupiter, and Polaris, the North Star, and I was infinitely fascinated by the theories I heard around me, which I could barely understand, of black holes and supernovas. I've had a close relationship with my family, though I only live with my mom and my dad. My grandparents have always been visiting from India, and I spend a lot of time with my 11 and 8-year-old cousins, teaching them mathematics, talking about dinosaurs with them, and flipping water bottles onto the craziest of ledges. I'm a musician and a mathematician, two things which I think go hand in hand. One of my fondest musical experiences involved being at the Stanford Jazz Festival and performing during the Indian Jazz Journey event. Singing helps me be free. Exercise my creative side, and it teaches me that sometimes to get the best output, you have to step outside of yourself. I also play the tabla, a rhythmic drum musical instrument, and I'm currently pursuing my diploma in tabla right now. Tabla is inextricably connected to math, which I've been involved in since I was in 6th grade. In 8th grade, I was the captain of my school's math counts team, and I led the team to a 3rd place finish at the state math league competition. I'm a 4-time Amy qualifier and have amassed distinction on the AMC 10. Yet as I joined high school, I realized that mathematics was an indispensable tool for solving the research questions around me. I joined my school's research club, applied for the regional Synopsis Science Fair, and began developing Quantum Melody, a quantum computing enhanced grading framework for analyzing vocal music. This was inspired by the fact that my music teacher got hundreds of recordings each week from homework, but he simply didn't have the time to grade them all. I won a first award at Synopsis and qualified to CSEF. And through that journey, I got to talk to many adults about my project, pitch the ideas I had discovered, and showcase the fact that I had contributed meaningful scientific research. Foraying into the environmental field in sophomore year, I began to work on heat shield, which mapped social vulnerability with heat maps to figure out that the region near Death Valley was the worst when it came to socioeconomic inequity and the burdens of heat. But the project I've devoted myself to throughout sophomore year has been osmoflux. The concept is simple. I'm trying to generate energy out of osmosis. And through my school's independent research class, I've gotten a chance to talk to my local water wholesaler about desalination initiatives, build a prototype that actually powers an LED, and build a computational model related to osmoflux. Yet to me, ideas are only real if they're communicated to others. Therefore, I've been a teacher at the City of Cupertino Dynamic Teaching. I've taught AMC 10 preparatory camps, taught a year-long class on advanced topics in mathematics, and been a teaching assistant for math Olympiads. After teaching kids that solved a 30-minute-long problem set in only 15 minutes, and children that couldn't simply sit still, I realized that teaching math is not about writing formulas on the blackboard. It's about stepping down human to human and guiding others through the process. This love for leading others has led me to become an officer in our school's research club, where I mentor a group of 3 to 4 high-achieving students for the Synopsis Science Fair. I'm also a commissioner on the Monte Vista High School's Climate Collective team, where I deliberate and debate about Monte Vista's sustainability initiatives. Outside of STEM, I enjoy doing extemporaneous speaking. I get 30 minutes to analyze, synthesize, and construct an argument about a political topic, so I'm well versed on current events and the ways of argumentation. I recently qualified for the University of Kentucky Tournament of Champions by placing 6th at the James Logan MLK Invitational and the Cal Invitational at UC Berkeley. I also compete in track and field for my school team, which is extremely physically demanding. Sometimes I wonder why I have to run that extra rep, go that extra mile, but I understand that when that race starts and I burst out of the blocks, it's all worth it. I'm really excited to enter NASA's, not just because I want to conduct meaningful research, but also because I want to build lasting friendships with other scientists and enjoy changing the world one idea at a time with other high schoolers. Thank you.